More questions this week have remained about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as the manager of Manchester United. And earlier on, Robbies, this week in his pre-match press conference, I also want to read a quote to you that I know you're interested in. He said, Solskjaer, players are happy when they play well and win games. It's not my job to keep them happy. My job is to pick players to get results. It's up to them to be fit, to work hard and be ready when called upon. And the "it's not my job to keep them happy" has very much made headlines this week. What's your take on that, Rob? Just on that specifically, Rebecca, it kind of is his job to keep players happy, to keep them motivated, keep them ready if they're needed in the first team. Interesting was that last week, Frank Lampard, Kepa made a mistake against Liverpool, came out and said, he's my #1 keeper, we're happy with him. By the way, Mendy's in the door this week and we'll see how that plays out. But that's what managers have to do. Where I have a bigger concern with Ole is, I'm kind of frustrated, Rebecca, just personally, is this guy good enough, the real deal, to get Manchester United where they want to be challenging again for titles? And I look at the team and I think, well, he needs a little bit of help, in fairness to him. He needs some reinforcements. He needs the armoury to go toe-to-toe. Manchester United and Chelsea both finished 33 points behind Liverpool last season. Chelsea, over 300 million spent. Top European operators. Their first team is better and they'll look to close the gap. What I can't work out with Ole is Ole good enough to close that gap? Because I don't think there's enough behind him. The team's not strong enough to give him the chance to prove either, yes, he's a good Manchester United manager, or maybe he's not. After 18 months in the job, how do we not know whether or not he's good enough? Because we haven't seen a full, consistent, quality season. Even since day one, Rebecca, he came in as interim manager from Jose. Tremendous run of form because the boost of somebody new coming in, somebody different, and then it dropped off a little bit. We had the boost of Bruno Fernandes, which helped the team. Tremendous signing, and they were fantastic. We go into lockdown. Then you get the boost of, well, Rashford's going to be back from injury through lockdown, and seeing the likes of Pogba, Rashford play with Bruno Fernandes, tremendous through lockdown. You start now, and they started poorly. Again, it's only one game in. Can he be consistent, Rob? Can he get consistent performances? I mean, maybe it's a little bit harsh to say, but you often don't really know what you're going to get. And you know, we've seen tremendous run of form. Come on. Enough of the Palace from last weekend. Let's get back to being consistent. That's what his job is to consistently get these players to play near their best every week. So, therefore, if it's up, down all the time, is that not the evidence you need to suggest that he isn't good enough? Well, that goes to Rob's point. He's not sure. Yeah, he's not been given the tools to find out. He's got good players there, Rob. Yesterday, he's got a lot of good players there. Yesterday at the press conference, I heard him talk about Chris Smalling and Jesse Lingard. They weren't yesterday's man. They were last year's man. They aren't the men who are going to get you closer to the top. But that's not necessarily his job, Rob, isn't it, then? So it's the director of football, it's Ed Woodward. Do your job properly. You know, bring in them players and get rid of some of the fringe guys. Let's not forget, Pochettino is still sitting at home, twiddling his thumbs, waiting for the music to stop and to find a seat. At some point, Manchester United have to find out, is this guy going to be good enough to take us where we want to be? I know it's tough because you say you don't know, but I'm going to push you. I knew you were going. If you had to make a choice, is he good enough to take them back to where they were? Big question on a Saturday morning. No. I haven't been convinced from day one, no. Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe. Make sure you subscribe to watch highlights all season long and always join us every weekend at 7 a.m. on NBCSN for Premier League mornings. Plus, make sure you subscribe to Peacock Premium as well, where you can watch exclusively live 175 games and same-day on-demand replays of all 380 Premier League matches as well.